Greek business confidence data is on the up today, but as a meeting between the Bank of Greece and the Troika ends inconclusively on this Wednesday, we're asking, is Greece out of the woods yet? Dr. Tassos Anastasatos of Eurobank is on the line now. Firstly, Tassos, business confidence. Is Greece finally beginning to get its business model right? In your view, have we seen a successful shift away from what's been described as a semi-Soviet, semi-Latin economic model?
Well, undoubtedly, we have seen some very positive developments in recent months. Most importantly, tackling of the so-called twin deficits. Greece saw a primary surplus in the state budget for the first time after the 90s, and a surplus in the balance of payments for the first time in recorded history. At the same time, negotiations between the Greek government and the Troika are progressing, and it seems that there is some closing up on releasing the latest tranche of the official sector loan, perhaps paving also the way for certain measures to facilitate the servicing of public debt. And at the same time, we see hard data pointing to green surge. So it is only natural that all these developments have a positive effect on confidence.
However, we do see a divergence between business confidence data on the up and consumer confidence, which witnessed a fall today. An indicator perhaps that the green shoots of recovery are yet to be felt by those on the ground?
First of all, it is important to notice that all sub-indices on business confidence are on the up. Industry, services, retail and building. Now, it is true that consumer sentiment is firming. However, the medium-term trend is modestly up again. It is only natural that, after 6 years of recession, people are still cautious. Incomes are still falling. Unemployment is still exceptionally high. So, yes, it would be fair to say that recovery prospects are not yet felt by the largest part of the population. Hopefully, this will happen in the months to come.
Record spending by tourists assisted the Greek government in posting its first current account surplus since 1948. While tourism has long been a driving force in Greece's economy, to the pessimistic eye, this does not seem the most secure means of growth. In your view, can tourism sustain Greece's economic recovery, or are alternative infrastructural reforms needed?
Tourism is indeed a very important export industry for Greece, especially for the region it has deep multiplicatory effects dispersing throughout the economy. But certainly it cannot be the sole driver of growth. Let's not forget that it's not just tourism. Greece has other important industries. Greece is a world leader in shipping, and I would add that there is potential in financial and business services as well, given a highly educated and relatively inexpensive labor force. But certainly more effort is needed in industry, and perhaps reclaiming some competitiveness in quality agriculture. I would say that tourism itself needs some structural reform, including the upgrading of infrastructure, building up of more high-quality units, and extending the tourist season, which is currently highly concentrated around July and August of each year.
It is interesting then to note that Greece presently leads 2014 stock market table, along with other former Eurozone sick note nations, Italy, Ireland and Portugal. Does this suggest renewed investor confidence in Greece's economic growth in the long term? As the Telegraph noted this week, it was only 3 years ago that these nations, led by Greece, were on the verge of going under.
To some extent, yes. To some extent, it is also the result of periphery markets not having run as much as core EU countries and US have. So these periphery countries are now catching up. But there is a positive trend, and we shouldn't minimize that. The risk of dismantling of the Eurozone is more or less eliminating. And the growth prospects of periphery countries are improving greatly as well as a result of structural reform, fiscal consolidation and reclaim of lost competitiveness. So I would say it is justified that investors see that and want to take part in the recovery story of these economies.
Tassos, many thanks. Viewers, that's all from me for now. Thanks very much for watching.